Okay, so from the throwing standpoint, I just showed the secondary stance. So I'm in my secondary stance. I really like the replacing the feet idea. So I know not everybody's in this camp, but I want to see kids get into this position. To me, this is more important than anything else. I recognize some kids are going to stand up too much. I just want to see this get turned. I always describe this to players no matter what position they play. Catchers have the hardest time throwing the baseball. If you look at velocities out of position players at the highest level, catchers have the worst velocities. It's not because they don't have good arms, it's because I am in the worst possible position because I am down and I am open. Compare that to an outfielder or a pitcher that is tall and in a closed-off position. They have a huge advantage in creating velocity out of their hand. So, huge disadvantage here. So if you watch catchers closely at the highest level, you're going to actually see them often throw off a closed front foot. What does that tell you? They are way more worried about cheating to get here, and they don't even have time to clear their front foot like you would see the rest of the position players doing. So for me, the biggest thing I want to see is I like the replace the feet idea. I just want to see them get their hips turned. I want to see this position with their hips and their upper half. So those are the big things that I look for. I'm really not a big guy about gaining ground. That's my opinion. If you've seen kids who benefit from that, that's great. You just don't see the best players doing it. You're going to make the argument that this kid doesn't have a good enough arm to do it. He needs to gain more ground. I think it takes longer. I think you lose your ability to get your back hip loaded. So what I mean by that is if I'm set up, I will see kids take a huge back foot step, and I just haven't seen it done very well. Again, that's my experience, it's my opinion, take it for what it's worth. I see a lot more success in this back foot replacing and maybe moving a maximum of 12 inches, but typically, YouTube it. You can YouTube Buster Posey, Yadier Molina, Joe Mauer. You just don't see very much forward linear back foot movement. Again, I have not seen a pro guy move his foot more than 12 inches, so I haven't watched it all, but that's my experience.